That was Jonathan Radcliffe from Beach Cities who puts his team on top early.
Hey everyone, it's me Jonathan back for another NHL jersey video. Today we're going to be talking about the Anaheim Ducks and the topic of switching back to the Mighty Ducks branding. So we're going to start with a quick jersey history. And so let me pull one out of my collection. So here is the original Mighty Ducks home jersey. This is the representation I have. It's a youth white home, and this is the original design. It was done by Disney. Obviously, this is actually seen in the Mighty Ducks second movie, D2, at the end. And so yeah, this jersey was actually the best-selling in the NHL. Out of any team, the Mighty Ducks merchandise was the top seller. It was featured in Disney parks, a Disney store. So it really made it quite a prominent jersey in sports. And it was the Mighty Ducks were voted to have the most fashionable look in sports at the ESPYs. Can't remember what year. It was either early 2000s or late 90s. It was in that era. So this was they saw this jersey was around in the 90s quite a bit. It was quite prominent, and it was associated with Disney in the movie. The team is sold in 2005 after the lockout, and we get to see this. So this is the white version of what they would have worn in 2007, obviously in a Reebok Edge. We see that they changed to the script logo so that everybody knew that they were the Anaheim Ducks and not the Mighty Ducks anymore. We had the duck foot, which would later become prominent, which I'll show later. And they switched to this identity because they wanted a more classic look that wasn't associated with the movie or Disney. They just wanted their own brand. And the owners obviously wanted to pay homage to Orange County. We have this orange that starts becoming prominent in Anaheim Ducks jerseys. Later, we see more of it. And so they go to this. And I think a lot of people were just surprised. I mean, it's a huge change. And the owners obviously wanted a classic, simplistic, non-90s look that would last the test of time. And didn't quite work out that way in the end. And that's where we move on to the duck foot, which this is currently their home jersey in an Adidas, of course. Here's the Reebok Edge version. This started out as a third jersey. And it features just the D from the logo. Personally, if they would have, there's really no way to do a rebrand, right, when you're getting rid of such a popular logo. But this should have been it from the start, just the D. Like, you could have used the script as a secondary logo so that everybody understood what this was. But obviously the orange is more prominent. I think the colors are okay. It just, it's something like the Mighty Ducks. They were going for something more classic, separate from Disney, away from the movie, but that is where they messed up. And now I get to explain exactly what happened, and I'll tell a quick story. I'll make my opinion very known. I prefer the Mighty Ducks to the Web D. I think, I obviously grew up in the early 2000s. 2000s. I didn't watch hockey until 2010s, but that was around. I didn't know of the Mighty Ducks. But where I really found that they made a mistake is I was in Arizona for the Coyotes versus Ducks game. And I was just in a sporting goods store. And I had my jersey on for that day. And there's this, little girl, probably about 6 or 7, who comes up and, do you play for the Mighty Ducks? And it's because she had watched the movie. She recognized this logo from the movie, and probably had no idea about the NHL team. Maybe wasn't a huge hockey fan, and so that's where I realized that the Ducks really made a mistake. They had a logo that was synonymous with hockey, that movie, obviously being shown to people's kids still to this day. Children are possibly having their first real introduction to hockey watching the Mighty Ducks trilogy. And one of the things that you see in the Mighty Ducks is this logo in D2. And it doesn't exist in the NHL really as a prominent main team's logo. We see the duck foot, which I'm sure that little girl had no idea what that was. It's just, this look is a much better brand. It's what I'm trying to get to. And I think it would be, from the ownership's perspective, I know they spent a lot of money on this rebrand, but imagine if this was your main logo. The brand would be so much more popular, relevant. They'd probably sell more merchandise if all the merchandise had the Mighty Ducks logo on it, and maybe you alternate between this color palette and the original color palette. And it seems like a good deal to me. The logo sells, the fans love it. It's as much as it might have gone out of style like after the 90s, those kind of jerseys are starting to pop back up. Like we have the Kachina, the Arizona jersey, is a perfect example of one that is starting to really come back more and become more prominent. People love it, and I don't think people would be disappointed to see the Mighty Ducks again either. And so that's my stance. But I'll just go over quickly. I know this is technically their current in a Reebok, but I'm gonna skip straight to this one. This is the 25th anniversary jersey. And this is where we start seeing the Mighty Ducks logo appear back on the Anaheim jerseys. Starting with this one before. They have this currently in Adidas, but I'm going to start with this. They had the original color palette with the black, which obviously has been the primary color on most of their jerseys since 2007. And we see the duck foot on the shoulder. I'm sure many of you have seen this jersey. This is what I call a modern classic. It's very original, considering that they didn't just copy the old one. But this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about bringing it back. Like, this could be their marketing test to see, how well this sells versus their normal home jersey. And I'll bet, and I'd easily come to the conclusion that this sold way, way more than their home jersey and Adidas from the same year. Easily. I don't know how many people, I don't obviously have statistics for this. Maybe I could find them if I searched hard enough, but I'm sure that this jersey sold more than their home Adidas jersey by far. And you're starting to see, because I live near the Honda Center, this logo pops up more on the merchandise now. They're realizing it sells. So imagine if you were watching a game and we see the Mighty Ducks logo become the main again, and we see say this is the home jersey or that's the home jersey. They don't even have to be called the Mighty Ducks. Just call them the Anaheim Ducks with this. They'll instantly be more relevant. And that's where I come to my conclusion / prediction. The orange jersey, this one. They currently have it in Adidas. Obviously, this is the Reebok edition from 2015 through 2017. My prediction is in the next 5 years, this, obviously, the Adidas edition will be the home jersey. And I'll tell you why. The team spent tons of money rebranding from 2005 to 2007 to eventually come to this duck foot identity in this color scheme. That's all good and fine, but this logo is way, way better in terms of having a recognizable brand, making the fans happy, and generally creating new fans down the road. This is the logo to go with. So that, to me, I feel like that's something that they really should do, and I think are considering doing. And I'll put a link in the description to an article that was written before, I think it was before the Adidas jerseys really were in the league. General manager Bob Murray said that the Ducks were getting an orange-drenched revamp. Forget what year it was. I think it was for the 25th season. It never happened. There was no orange-drenched revamp for the 25th season. But we did get this back in the 2019-2020 season, which makes me wonder, is this orange-drenched revamp that Bob Murray predicted the eventual replacement of the duck foot jersey and this to be the home? maybe they decide to go with the safe route, reintroduce the Adidas orange Mighty Ducks jersey for 1 year, and maybe when the team is better, just like how Ottawa is planning to, the Ducks will unveil this as their brand new home jersey. It's very possible, and I think it would be a smart decision because they don't have to abandon this color scheme necessarily, but go to this logo. Let's see this logo on the main jersey. You can have orange jerseys. It's uniquely Orange County. It represents this new era. It doesn't have the old 90s colors, which apparently the ownership is scared to use. And I think it would be a fantastic decision to have this be the home jersey, make a white one, and then use something like that, like the 25th jersey, or just use the eggplant, just completely copy the eggplant jersey over from the 90s and use that as the third. It would work out fantastically, I think, and I have a feeling that fan engagement would go way up. And I'm not asking them to, make the return of the cheesy mighty to the name, right? They can say the Anaheim Ducks. Just use this look. I think it's a smart decision. This is not just from a fan perspective, like, oh, everyone loves it. Like, it sells. It's a good business decision, generally. And also I like to mention the notion that Disney somehow won't let the team use it. And that Disney still owns the logo and the original designs, and so they're not allowed to use it is not true. That's just not true. That's just rumors that I don't know who came up with, but people trying to make excuses for the team. That's just not the case. The whole package, the brand, the jersey, and that came over in the sale. Disney does not retain complete control over that entity. What they do, just because if you guys really care, the movie, the green duck jersey with D5 on it, that's Disney's. The NHL team never wore it. But yeah, it's all owned by the Anaheim Ducks. They have complete ability to use it, and I hope that they continue to in the future. So that's my take, my prediction the next 5 years. This is the home jersey. We should get a third that has the Mighty Ducks colors. Either a complete copy or we'll get that jersey back. So there is my prediction, my thoughts. I think that this should happen. Comment down below what you think is going to happen. If you have any other rumors that you want me to react to, give an opinion, please leave them down in the comments. Share this with other Anaheim Ducks fans, Jersey fans, and make sure to like and subscribe. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.